That's the problem, Rex. The president didn't know that they have to declare war. We need to write Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 in a larger font on the Constitution so that someone notices that. Congress never noticed it. Do you think the freaking Congress didn't notice that that is the law? You think the president didn't notice that that's the law? Is that the problem, that it's not in a large enough font? What the legal deal is for the Congress that they're supposed to have to do? It's not a large, like nobody noticed the law. Is that what you're telling me? That's the problem. We are in a lot of trouble as a community, as a nation, and as a country, indeed, for sure. There's no doubt about that collectively, as a people, as a community, as a culture in America, we are in like huge trouble, spinning the drain like the Roman Empire was. We're about to eat it. We're going to cease to be a superpower, which would be a good thing if we don't fix our problems, okay? So in this video, I'm going to share with you the root problems. We're going to do a quiz. Man, nobody understands even the concept of what a root problem is, okay? So I have a worksheet, and you guys can participate if you want. I made this worksheet specifically for training. We're going to do the complete breakdown on Patreon. I'm going to go through the teacher's answers on Patreon. But for you guys, this will be largely rhetorical, okay? And this will actually evolve into a series of videos in the training deal on Patreon. For those that want to join us over there, that is the place upholds the entire operation for everyone else. But if you have, what is it, 13 cents or 18 cents a day or whatever to be on Patreon, then you have full access to the full training materials, of which we have over 65 posts last month. 65 exclusive posts that nobody has ever seen the light of day on YouTube, on Patreon. But it'll be a series over there, and we're going to identify the root causes of problems. It's basic logic stuff that they don't teach kids, and quite frankly, the patriot crowd doesn't know how to identify root problems. Why? Because I see them flailing at the branches. That's it, stupid! Just flailing wildly, emotionally, at the symptoms of the problem. Or, putting on the tri-cornered hat and looking sternly at the symptoms. Like, that ain't fixing the root problem. I see the religious community doing the same thing, just complaining, but not identifying the root problem and taking the fight to the actual problem. If I have a tree that I don't like, I will get a freaking axe or chainsaw, and I will go for the trunk of the tree at the base, at the root. And I'll cut the tree down. I'm not going to go out there and rub my face into the bark of the tree, tearing leaves off, doing jumping jacks, trying to reach all the leaves on the top of the tree, getting out a ladder with the scissors, just snipping at it and cussing at the tree. That would be a radically irresponsible expenditure of my energy. I would waste myself in that endeavor and never freaking take the tree down. The leaves grew back again. Can you believe this? You guys suck at knowing how a tree is cut down. So if you have a problem, you have to identify the root cause. So I'm going to read from you from the worksheet here, okay? And maybe, gosh darn it, this is going to be hard for you to see. Maybe I'll paste in a close-up of these questions so you can follow along. And you can answer in the comments section what you think the answer is, okay? So the root of the problem, RX quiz. The rest of these will be on Patreon as we go through a series. I will let you guys identify anything that makes you angry in life, anything that you see a problem. Submit it on Patreon in the comments in the Patreon video version of this video. The same video will be posted on Patreon, but comment in the comments there on other problems you'd like to see covered, and we'll get to the root freaking cause of that problem. It is not hard once you see kind of how it works. Write your name on top. Own it. Concept review. Root causes are specific underlying causes that can reasonably be identified. Identifying them distinguishes the causes of the problem from just the symptoms. Therefore, the goal of the root cause analysis is to find out how and why a problem actually occurred, and then come up with a plan to eliminate or avoid the root causes. Okay? I know we all know kind of what the definition is, but why does no one ever apply it to the problem? Right? All right, so instructions: review each situation and identify the root of the problem. Now, bear with me. Some of these might not be PC, man. Some of these are not going to be politically correct. Don't be triggered. If I say something that offends you, cry me a river. Okay? We're going to talk about some stuff here that might, on 50% of the population, cause you to start to cry. Okay? Number one, little Tyrell was walking to the basketball court up in the hood wearing his new Air Jordan sneakers. Little Jimmy wanted Tyrell's shoes, so he turned his red hat sideways and proceeded to bust a cap in little Tyrell's spine using a Tech 9 and took the shoes. What is the root cause of this problem? A, assault with a deadly weapon is not banned enough in the hood. B, the local police need more funding to upgrade armor on their vehicles. C, the governor of the state needs to be governing harder on crime. D, little Jimmy's dad went AWOL and didn't teach his son moral principles. What is the root cause of the problem? Why are people violent and hurting each other all the time in this country? Why? What's the root of the cause of the problem? A, B, C, or D? You guys tell me in the comments. Okay? Do we need to be governing harder? Is it the wrong governor? Is the police, they need more money, we need more cops on the street? Assault with a deadly weapon needs to be more illegal? Or there's no dads? Why? And what's the root of that? Where did that idea come from? You guys tell me. And if everyone's so smug, thinking they're so smart, but yet they get all these damn answers wrong every time they go out and protest and go to and all the smart guys and all the talking heads always go for the leaves, the symptoms. And then they try to just give the cops more money if everyone's murderous bastards. Giving the cops more money is going to solve that there's people that want to murder each other? Is that the root cause? Are you going to expend your valuable time and resources on that? Because it's not going to actually help the problem. It's not helping the problem. Okay, more cops can respond to more terrible things. Is the governor going to come and stop kids from desiring each other's shoes that they don't have? Is the governor going to stop people from coveting? See what I'm saying? What is the root cause? And what's the root cause really of the answer? All right, let's do number 2. Little Susie's weirdo 3rd grade teacher invited 300-pound convicted sex offenders dressed like unicorns into the school and convinced her to transform into a tri-gendered kitty from Pluto and poop in a litter box in the back of the room while they watch and sing Born This Way. What is the root cause of this problem? Now, can we first all agree that that might be a freaking problem? It's amazing. Some people don't even think that's the problem. Well, I don't see why I think that's a problem, Rex. Okay, so we all recognize that's kind of a problem. Most of us watching this would recognize it is a problem. How come all the people that are out there crying against this problem are attacking the symptoms and not the root? So A, is the root cause that it should be more illegal for teachers to abuse minors in the school? Does it need to be more illegal than it is already? Why is that not working? Should it be more? I need to have more laws saying how illegal it is. It's already freaking illegal. Yeah, but like the point is like nobody follows the legal stuff. So what's the root cause? B, parents were not recording themselves enough yelling at PTA meetings. Is that going to fix the root cause of the problem? Yelling at PTA meetings and recording is the root cause of the problem. That we are not recording ourselves enough, yelling an awesome, like terrible haranguing the PTA and the school board meeting. Is that the root of the problem? That there's not enough of us standing there yelling at them and then posting it on our Facebook saying, "I told those bastards." Is that the root cause? That there's not enough emoting at the PTA meeting? Is that the solution then? Well, then why is everyone doing it and sharing it and thinking that'll show them? See, Rex, I hate gambling. I drove to Las Vegas and I recorded myself smashing my face into the slot machine on the first floor of the Flamingo. That'll learn them. Are you going to recover anytime soon, man? How did that work? Are they still, oh, wow. I bet they stopped gambling now worldwide, right? They stopped gambling now, and you hate casinos, so you bashed your face into the slot machine. I mean, literally, that's what you're doing, right? How about this one? C, maybe the school principal needs to watch more Fox News and convert into Republican. If only it was the principal. That principal is the problem. Is the principal the root cause of the problem? Is the principal being a demonic Democrat weirdo along with the rest of the teachers the root to the problem? Is it the teachers? Is it the board of the school? Is it the principal? You're going to pass the responsibility to a single scapegoat human? Is that really the problem, the root of the problem? Why the hell would little Susie why would society even slightly tolerate anything leading up to 300-pound sex offenders running in the school dressing as unicorns telling people to poop in litter boxes and then singing Born This Way on top of it? How in the hell could that happen? Option D. Are you guys listening? You listening? The local pastors. The pastors, Rex? The local pastors have removed God's law from the community for over 50 years. Could that be the root problem? Which one of those is the biggest root problem that you can think of? So it should be more illegal for teachers to do bad stuff, or the parents weren't recording themselves emoting enough at the problem. The school principal, it's their fault, or we as a society have become straight up godless and have engaged in war against God's standards for 50 years in church. Whose lane is it to have general principles of morality inscribed into the minds of their people? Whose lane is that? Whose job is that? Is that the frickin' PTA's job? Is that the principal's job? The biggest enemy of God's standards has been the church, at least for 50 years. That got popularized. I don't know if you guys know, it's a communist propaganda campaign that infiltrated through certain parts of the movements of some of the churches in the last 50 years to take down Western civilization. And we're so freaking dumb, it tastes yummy in our mouth, it tickles our ears, and we just buy it hook, line, and sinker. So you guys tell me which one of those answers you think is more correct. How about this one? Number 3, America has cast their children into oblivion. 70 million plus now, right? And has indulged in cheap sex and total debauchery, as the president is bonkers level high on cocaine while he drafts the nation's children into the meat grinder of World War III to steal critical minerals worth trillions of dollars from a country on the other side of the world for his mobster friends who are making bank on selling artillery shells and upgrading nuclear weapons for the apocalypse. Okay, can we all agree that that's a problem? Is that a problem? What is the root cause of this problem? A, is the root cause of that problem that we're just like on the edge, we're on the eve of destruction? I just sang that song in a recent video, The Eve of Destruction. Was that McGuire? What was the guy's name? Sammy McGuire? 1965, right? Yeah, he wasn't far from wrong. So A, is it because Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 of the U.S. Constitution explaining the lawful process of declaration of war is not written in a large enough font? That's the problem, Rex. The president didn't know that they have to declare war. We need to write Article 1, Section 8, Clause 11 in a larger font on the Constitution so that someone notices that. Congress never noticed it. Do you think the freaking Congress didn't notice that that is the law? You think the president didn't notice that that's a law? Is that the problem, that it's not in a large enough font? What the legal deal is for the Congress that they're supposed to have to do? It's not a large, like nobody noticed the law. Is that what you're telling me? That's the problem. Do you think that just educating them, oh, geez, now they're going to declare war all the time. Now they're not going to engage in mobster activities to become trillionaires and consume everything on the face of the earth and throw your children to the freaking war dogs. Oh, that'll fix it. They just didn't know the law, Rex. Well, see, like every time we complain about trying to explain to criminals what the law, the letter of the law is, the legal process, okay, which is very different. There's a difference between legal and lawful. Huge difference. Think that explaining the legal, they invented the legal process. It's their labyrinth. It's their maze. They're the gods of their labyrinth that they have created in their little techno, their little man-made legal procedures that they can evade the actual moral law within that maze of bullshit they have created. You're telling me that, like, if we just quote to them their legal process that they made and they're the boss of, that, oh, geez, I forgot that I wrote that. I'm sorry, we'll just stop now. Is that naive or is that just myopic? Short-sighted? Not, like, man, we're easy to bamboozle. How about B? Is this the root of the problem? The righteous American patriots need to wave their flags harder, Rex, and post more Thomas Jefferson quotes on their social media accounts. I like Thomas Jefferson quotes. In fact, in the teacher's version of this, which we're going to get into the answers on the Patreon video, the ones that I wrote as I wrote these questions, because these are common denominators of commonly misunderstood solutions that are not solutions. They're actually us thinking that more community grassroots action on our behalf is the solution is a problem. It's part of the problem because you're not seeing where the authority actually comes from. That authority of what we can conjure up in the belly of our gut and our emotion, and I fervently stood for the principles. That's only as strong as you are strong. Your well of fortitude is set to what your metabolism and personal fortitude can handle. There's limitations to that. We'll talk about that on the Patreon video. A very, very thorough exposition on the process there and how that does not work. Oh, geez. If we just put on social media more Founding Fathers quotes, then those criminal bastards will stop destroying the world again. The Caesar just needed more comic books written against him to stop. Like Nero, you're gonna just like post a post you're going to write in the alley on the wall in Rome, like, Nero's bad. Nero does not care. He's high on syphilis or whatever. He's insane. He's a bad guy. How about C? Maybe it's the president. Yeah, there's a solution. The president needs to press his hand down harder on the Bible as he's taking the oath of office to the Constitution of the United States of America. He just needs to press his hand on the Bible harder. That's an oath, Mr. President. Press your hand on there harder. Oh, geez. That oath power's really hit me now. Is that going to fix the problem? They're putting their hand on the Bible is merely a symbolic act to placate dumb people who put virtue on a symbol rather than on execution and doing the principles of the law. Because we think in terms of nouns and not verbs. We think of words and not actions. We are not a people of acta non verba. We're totally satisfied with the symbolic act. Should it mean something? It should. But where's the gravitas? Where's the accountability? There is none. What's the accountability if he fails on that? We don't even know what the hell we're doing anymore. Or D, God's people in America have not yet repented of their wicked ways and have not yet turned their faces back to obeying him as he instructed. What is the root cause of this country expending itself into the depths of Dante's Inferno? Who did that? What's the actual root of the problem? Communists. Yeah, I know. But like, how did they do this? Ever read the Communist Rules for Revolution? We're still working on those on Patreon from last year. This is how they did it. The communists know that the United States is held together by its moral fabric, and they know our superpower was executing individual liberty within the laws of God because we're a moral and religious people who fear God and keep his commandments as best we can. We live to be sanctified because we love his character and that we were blessed. So if the communists are jealous and envy us and want to subjugate us and destroy us, they'll go straight for our superpower, which was what? They scientifically eliminated it. Our well of fortitude. The miracle that kept us glued together. The ingredient that catalyzed and then synthesized the reaction to form this republic upon which we're coasting still on the blessings of those people before us that actually had standards. We are petulant, spoiled, completely foobar children. We have want of nothing. We live to a higher standard than did the princes of Egypt, and the pharaohs didn't even have ice cubes, as Brother Saw says. The pharaohs didn't have ice cubes. We have Dairy Queen. We are so spoiled. We have want of nothing. We have no idea what it takes to produce things and enjoy the fruits of our labors. Money is free. It's so out of balance. Someone else will work for us. What is the root of the problem? All these problems are the same. So in the next lesson, which we will do on Patreon, I'm going to go through these 3 questions. And A, for each one of these has a common denominator of a malfunction, a myopic paradigm of what we continuously do. What's the similarity between assault? It's not illegal enough. It should be more, to murder people. It should be more illegal to abuse minors. And, maybe the Constitution needs to be written in a larger font. You see the commonality of how that is not the solution, but isn't in of itself actually a problem? What is the problem there? What is between the lines? not hooking the authority into the true authority. When the authority stops with a human, and when it's made by a human, it's limited in its authoritative effect. How about B? The cops need more money. It's the parents. The cops can save us. The parents can save us. And the righteous American patriots can save us. Well, then why didn't they, see? And when it worked in 1775, 1776, and into there, when it worked then, was it them? Who did they attribute the victory to? What were the principles of those people? Are we of the same integrity as the humans that were in 1775 on the new land? If you say yes, I'm going to laugh. We are not of the same integrity as the people that were here in 1775. Not collectively. Maybe a few of us are, but not collectively. So what is the root of the problem? And what needs to be addressed specifically? Right? Are we going to just pass it off to the governor or to the principal or to the president like it's their fault? Scapegoat. Just going to take this responsibility and put it on one guy, and when he fails, and we just recycle it? That's lazy. It's incredibly lazy by design, and it's attractive for the reason that we don't have to do shit. We just yell at the guy who we put in charge. What is the actual problem, though? The problem is with you and me failing to uphold what is really gluing everything together. What binds the universe together? You guys tell me the answer. We're going to continue this discussion on Patreon. And if you would like to sign up, I'll leave a link below. If you have 83 cents a day, then you can sign up for the higher level VSL. The other classrooms are mostly filled, and I think our classroom is filled, and the Zulu is sold out. They say our levels, but the two more affordable levels, they're like, you can either have like 2 Tootsie Rolls a day or one, I don't know what cost 83 cents, guys. You tell me. Do you shoot 1 round a day for your training? How many rounds per day on average do you shoot for your training program? 1? Well, that's better than 0. This is like 1 round per day. But if you expend that round wisely, that's how Carlos Hathcock trained, by the way. When he would take guys out in his private training, he would give them 1 round, figure out exactly what this 1 round is going to do. You can make a lot, you can get a lot of mileage out of 1 round. Ask anyone who's done our armed retainer class. You have 5 rounds, right? And that first night, it's like, holy crap. I didn't need to shoot 600 rounds to pretend like the class was, fulfilling. No. Likewise, invest in your training wisely. It's extremely affordable, extremely cheap compared to the gold you will receive back. We'll continue the training and the discussion over there. Thank you for watching. You guys have a wonderful day. Have a good rest. Rex out.